Today we're reviewing the Yamaha FGX5 Red Label Acoustic Dreadnought guitar. I bought this instrument about a month and a half ago and I've been playing it heavily ever since, so in this video I'm going to give you the rundown starting with the history. Yamaha began producing guitars in 1966 and around that time they released the FG180. This was the OG and what this guitar was heavily inspired by. They called it Red Label because of the color of the tag inside of the guitar. They re-released it in 2019 with a new FG line as well as an FS line, which is a very similar guitar but with a smaller body. So in my research I learned that when Yamaha was designing this guitar they had three main focuses. Number one, of course, is the sound of the instrument, but specifically they were focused on the bass response. The company said that they wanted it to sound different than any other guitar out there. Number two, they wanted to keep the classic Yamaha look. This does look unique compared to a lot of dreadnoughts, and the thing that sticks out, which I'll talk about here in just a second because a lot of you folks commented asking my opinion on the Pickguard, specifically the design here that's kind of like textured. But what sticks out about the Pickguard is this little notch on the end. I happen to be a fan of it, but Yamaha said they wanted to make sure they were sticking to that classic design when considering how these new guitars would look. And number three is the durability. They mentioned in an interview they wanted this to be a guitar that you could take anywhere to any gig and it's going to stand the test of time. They re-released the line in 2019 and the original FGX5 had a semi-gloss finish, whereas this guitar comes in a gloss finish. And no, this is not a Yamaha sponsored video. I actually sponsor my own self here on this YouTube channel. If you are a guitar player and you've been playing a while but don't have the bluegrass sound down yet, that's exactly what I help folks with. This is my beginner-friendly bluegrass guitar course, Flatpick Foundations, and it's helping folks around the world go from strumming to playing bluegrass guitar with confidence. I'm not going to bore you with a whole spiel here. These are the testimonials from folks inside of the program talking about how much value, how much they learn from inside of the program. Check it out down in the description. There's also a free mini course if you want to get started on some of the basic bluegrass runs. All right, now for the specs. This guitar has a solid Sitka spruce top, more on that in a second, mahogany back and sides, ebony fretboard, tuning keys that resemble those from the 1960s, and bone nut and saddle. A lot of folks have asked me about the neck profile and really the way the neck feels. I compared it in a different video to the Martin D18. I gave the D18 the slight edge. That one felt a bit more chunky. This one's not so much as rounded as what I'm used to feeling on the Martin. That is not a bad thing. The overall feel of this instrument is amazing, but that is something to take note. If you're thinking about purchasing this one, maybe go test it out at a store before you buy it online and make sure that the neck is going to be a good fit. But here's something special about this guitar. The Sitka spruce top has undergone an aging process. Yamaha calls this acoustic resonance enhancement, or ARE for short. More and more guitars you see on the market these days are gonna have a special top. Yamaha calls it this name, but you'll often hear it referred to as a torrefied top. And that just means that it's gone through a special process to age the wood. That way it sounds older than it actually is. A big selling point of this guitar, for me specifically, was that it already came with a pickup system installed. They call it the Atmosfeel 3-way pickup and preamp system. Say that 10 times fast. And they say it's got 3 parts to it. First, the pickup and preamp system uses a piezo sensor in the bridge to capture low frequencies. Then the second part is a microphone for low and mid range. And then it's got a proprietary, it says, thin synthetic sheet soundboard transducer for high frequencies. It's got 3 knobs on the top, one of which controls the mic blend, the second one is a master volume, and the third one is that bass EQ. Going back to that, Yamaha wanted to give you the option of really dialing in the bass response. Again, they mentioned that that was one of the 3 main elements that they wanted to focus on, was the sound, specifically the guitar's bass response and low end sound. Because I perform so much live, usually in a setting where I'm not using a microphone or stepping into a microphone, having a reliable pickup system installed is a non-negotiable for me. When we think of the Martin D18, which costs quite a bit more money than this guitar, that one does not come with a pickup system. So this was an added perk, and I love, love, love that it is installed inside of this guitar. And before I get to the most controversial part of this guitar, I also really enjoy that this guitar takes 2 AA batteries in this drawer. I don't like having to use 9 volts, they're hard to find, and it's just so much easier working with these AA batteries. Just slides in just like that, and you can switch it out real easily. One issue I would hit with the Martin and other guitars is I'd often have to loosen a string or 2 to fit my hand inside of the sound hole to get the battery out, and I just never really enjoyed that extra step. So having the batteries right here is just unreal. I really enjoy that feature. One thing that a lot of folks have mentioned in the comments or asked me about if I like it or not is the Pickguard. And they're not talking specifically about the extra little Yamaha notch here on this side. This comes with like a textured look, textured feel Pickguard. I don't really know how to describe it. It almost looked to me like it was pre-scratched. Those were my initial thoughts when I saw pictures of the guitar online. And I'm sort of on the fence about it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't dislike it enough to do anything about it at the moment. I heard some folks say that they replaced it somehow. I think somebody even said that it's possible to take it off. I don't know, because it hasn't really bothered me that much, but I'd love your thoughts on it down below. And the last thing I'll talk about here, if you're thinking about buying this guitar, is the price, all right? First things first, there are other options. There's a model that comes without the pickup, I'm pretty sure, and there's also smaller bodied ones that are gonna look and sound similar, just with a smaller overall body. I was on the fence about purchasing one of those. Here on the channel, I'm big on the idea that smaller instruments are easy to play. And you know, for what I do, I'm always trying to make the shows, getting through the content easier, whatever helps, right? But I didn't want to do that because I wanted this to be a dreadnought. Here on the channel, we compare it to other dreadnoughts, so I didn't want a smaller body guitar just yet, but there is certainly that option. This one here is going to come out at around $1,800. I know on the Yamaha website, the MSRP was closer to $2,700. Unless it's really gone up the past like month, you're going to be able to get this one under $2,000, which I think is an unbelievable steal given everything that this guitar has, specifically that pickup system. That to me was such a selling point because it's already installed. And if you go to buy a pickup system nowadays, like I paid close to $500 for my last one. So that's an added perk. I don't think this guitar breaks the bank. I think it's definitely worth the value in every way, shape, or form. And just to get a little personal here at the end of the video, I love this guitar. It is a little bit less deep than my Martin D18, and that is helping me tremendously just get the job done, getting off stage and then feeling better about the mistakes that I've made because there's less of them, that sort of thing. And when you're a performing musician, I do this full time, it's really important that you put on a good show and that you're confident on stage. This guitar has really increased that for me. So folks, again, if you're interested in learning bluegrass guitar, check out the information down below and share your thoughts about all this. Let me know where you're watching from. I love meeting you folks. I get a lot of emails from everybody nowadays, and really cool folks that I've met through these channels, all right? So hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.